now, it's Lil Paulette, and I am back with the recap for part 3 of the reunion. Recap, review, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Thank you guys for coming back to watch my video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to go off in the comments, share the video, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to be notified when the next video is coming out. Now, honey, Miss Betty was just trying to come for the queen, and I love when she said she too old or something, and Betty said, "You're not my daughter." And Mel said, "Why would I want to be your daughter when you call your daughter all kind of bees?" Like, yes, Mel, give it to her. Give it to her right off the bat. Look at Carlos' face, loving every second of it. It seemed like Carlos loved it when anybody attacks Mel, in my opinion. Mel said, "We can have it on the floor, whatever. I couldn't understand. But basically, she said, "It's whatever you want it to be, Miss Betty," at the end. That's basically what she said. And all Miss Betty could say was whatever after that. Oh, so when Mel start getting back with you, giving you the same energy, then it's whatever, huh, Betty? Man. Mel said, "You don't like me not to know me, Miss Betty. Shame on you. Grow up. Be an example." That's right, Mel. That's right, Mel. And like somebody said in the tweet, when she kept saying that, what somebody say in the tweet? They said something like, "It's y'all who keep saying that ain't nobody gonna come at my mother, but y'all not saying nothing about your mother coming at them. It's y'all." And Mel cleared her, but the way that Mel cleared her is way nicer than most people would have cleared her. And that person's tweet, they was right on time. They are so right, because most people wouldn't be putting up with that. Mel is nice and sweet. That's why she put up with that. But today she let a little bit of that Scorpio come out on that earth. She sure did. She sure did. Get her, Mel. Stormi says she like Mel. She really does, and she don't know how it got away and all of that stuff. But I know Mel. I know you watched these last episodes and you saw all the faces Stormi made, how she didn't speak every time, what you did talk about. She didn't speak every time you came around and stuff like that. I know you peeped that. I don't think it's, I feel like Stormi's mother, and I'm not gonna say I feel like, this is exactly what happened. Before Stormi was around, Mel, Stormi's mother was in those groups saying nasty, vile things about Mel and her kids. She always was. From the beginning, when she said, "How you gonna be a power couple when your man is cheating on you?" Like, she always had a disdain and an envious tongue towards Mel, or should I say fingers towards Mel on the internet. And that's just what it was. So now using this tweet as an excuse as to why you don't like Mel, that's utter BS. Utter BS, Betty. You know, you don't get no miss out of me because you're not old enough to have had me. So Junior came back, but he left anyway because he decided that his relationship with Stormi was more important than him working for Canvas. Stormi started crying, you know, because she wished that he could be a manager at Canvas the same way that he's a manager at a restaurant. Lisa and Betty still not coming together because Lisa probably tired of dealing with Betty. She done dealt with Betty way longer than us, and we tired, y'all. So we can only imagine what Aunt Lisa been going through all this time. And poor Stormi. Oh my goodness. Even Stormi. Anybody that's been around her, like on a basis where they gotta listen to her. Like, remember y'all when Aunt Lisa said, I'll watch Mama for the weekend, but it ain't gonna be when she say it. And I understand that, because who is she to decide? And nobody's saying that Aunt Lisa shouldn't be helping with her mom, but like Aunt Lisa says, she's the only one still working. These people are retired, and her husband is a truck driver, where Betty's husband is right there with her every night. So it's a totally different thing. Lisa has to plan hers differently. So when her husband is home, why would she be with her mother? She already works every day. Betty don't. The other brothers and sisters don't. Just because she's the youngest, it shouldn't fall on her. You know, like she said, she gonna plan it on the weekends when her husband have to work or whatever is best for her. That's just what it is. And if nobody don't like it, they just gonna have to stay mad, because you can't make her do anything. It is what it is. They go to the Fletchers, you know, and they talk about the family drama and all of that. And Nell basically said the same thing she said on the other episode, that if the money's gonna cause the issue, she'll wait. He could pay her back later. Then they start talking about 3 Degrees Tisha and how she asked Nell about the infidelity in her marriage, which I don't understand why every single person this child meets, she's asking them about their marriage. But the second somebody asks her, they're trying to ruin hers. But you got 3 degrees, sis. 3, honey. 3. And that's your name from now on. 3 Degrees Tisha. And of course the Espo, which is the main thing. Oh my goodness. Y'all know y'all fronting when y'all did not invite the Fletchers to the Espo. And then of course bottom row so Mr. You Leak, he had the nerve. Ain't that what Drop the Mic call him? Leak or You Leak? He had the nerve to say that Chris was sexist by not mentioning Nell's business. I noticed that ever since Stormi and Courtney called him a B and said how he be in women's business, now all of a sudden he's pretending that he's not the sexist one. Cute, bottom row. So Tisha says she basically forgot to invite Nell because, you know, she talks to Stormi. At the time she was talking to Stormi, so it's easier for her to remember to go ahead and invite Stormi, because they did throw that card out and say, wait a minute, if your mom is on the court 6, then how did you invite Stormi? But yeah, I do understand what she's saying. So she don't really talk to her, I mean, at that time. So at that time she was talking to Stormi, so of course it would be easier for her to remember to include Stormi. Hey, it just is what it is. But it did remind me of that the bridal shower stuff with Tisha, when she didn't invite Mel, and she rescinded the invitation and said she was going to have that girl send it back to her, but then she never did. She forgot, or she did it on purpose. Let me say that. She either forgot or she did it on purpose. But Kimmi knew all of that she had told her that, and she still tried to go at Mel. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. All these examples of the things that Kimmi did, she was right there. She knew, like she was there. It was all 3 of them there together. Mel's telling her in front of Tisha, but instead of her turning around saying, Tisha, you told me X, Y, and Z, y'all continue to go at Mel and make it seem like Mel didn't come on purpose or something. This the kind of stuff that Kimmi been doing, y'all, since the beginning. No Scots had to get to her and wear her down or nothing like that. She was always doing this stuff. It's just that a couple of times she did speak out for what's right. I will never take that away from her. A couple of times she did, but overall she did not. Overall she did not like Mel on her own. She even said that her and Mel wasn't friends. Even Mel said they weren't friends. They were building a friendship. Mel and Tisha were friends. So Kimmi and Mel wasn't friends, and Kimmi thought Mel was bougie and thought she was cute, and she was just going along for the ride of being on this TV show with this girl who thinks she cute and is so bougie. Just like Tasha K was saying all that stuff about Mel, calling her bougie and stuff. I forgot what happened, but she had talked to Martell on the phone. This was a long time ago, after she had interviewed Mel, and then she was saying all of this stuff, calling her bougie and stuff, after she had acted like Mel was just the nicest person in the world. Then she was calling her bougie bees. Let's not forget Funky Deneva calling her bees. I didn't even watch it, so I don't know the exact words he said, but they was disgusting too. What did this liar say? As somebody that's watched this show or been on this show for 6 years, she's been very direct about things. How is that an answer to Carlos's question? That has nothing to do. He asked you why you asked, and you have not been very direct about things. You don't even know what you're talking about. That answer does not pertain to what he asked you why, not how you asked her. What are you talking about? 3 degrees. 3 degrees, y'all. So Carlos went ahead and asked Nell how she found out about Chris, and Nell's talking like she's like being very careful with her words. Everything she's saying, she's doing a lot of pauses in between. Seems like she's being very careful, but she said somebody else had told her, and Carlos was like, who, the other woman? And Nell's like giggled like, I don't think no woman will be bold enough to step to me. This is why I like Nell. I love women like that. Like, that's the type of women I love to hang out with. Yeah, that could be my friend. Yeah, so Nell said basically they were separated for 18 months, and Carlos asked what made her forgive, and she said love make you do all kind of crazy ish. Basically, she loved him, she forgave him, and that's fine. Whoever decides to forgive their spouse for whatever their reason, that is on them. There is no shame, no blame about that. Whatever you decide to do, that is on you. Whether you stay or leave, that's coming from me. I don't do that. I try my best not to shame and blame spouses for staying with people or either leaving, because no matter what the decision is, it's not an easy decision. It's hard. Yep. And then Mel and Nell was talking about, you know, how Nell and Chris was doing everything they could, counseling them, trying to keep them together, because they knew what it was like, because they had gone through it, even though they didn't go fully through the divorce, but they knew the terror and the horrors of breaking up a family when the two people really do love each other and care about each other. So they were doing everything they could to keep them together, but Martell was so cocky and arrogant, and Nell said that she saw Chris and Martell, because Chris used to act like that as well. So y'all, the Chris that we getting now is the toned down Chris, but you can kind of tell that Chris is kind of cocky and arrogant. The difference is that his cockiness and his arrogance is in a good way, not like Martell. Martell's is in a narc way, and Chris could be a narc too, but he's learned how to tame it. Like, he's grown up. Maybe that's what it is. He's grown up and he's tamed his narcissism, honey, or whatever it is, his cockiness. And I personally do like a man that is cocky and arrogant, just not in the Martell way, in the healthy way, not the narc way. You know, like Beyonce's song, "It's too wide, it won't fit." You know that song? It's too wide, it won't fit. It's too strong. That song, whatever. Yeah, he walk like this cause he can back it up. That's what I'm talking about. Same thing. Y'all, Kiki's face when she saw that Tisha was taking that pregnancy test. That face said it all. Like, the lies. So they talked about the massage therapist with Martell. Who gives a damn? And he asked if the women thought it was disrespectful. And of course, Cape Snot Kimmi had to put that cape on and say she didn't care. We don't care either. But you heard Nell, it was very disrespectful. And that's when Carlos was like, Kimmi, because he already knew on cue what Kimmi was going to do. Dun, da, da, da. Shh. Cape Snot. Kimmi claimed she didn't care because they elected to move on. Kimmi, you knew before they had elected to move on that he was sleeping around. So don't act like that's why. That's why I can't stand you sometimes. And here go Kimmi. Didn't you get a massage? Chew. That old terrible accent. Chew. Oh, see, always trying to throw a woman under the bus. That's why we don't rock with you, Kimmi. That's just why. Mel said she used the Zelle app when she traveled and told Martell as long as she don't use her answer. And of course, what did he do? Zelle. And trust me, y'all, I'm skipping over this stuff on purpose because I don't like certain people and I don't want to give them shine like that. Yeah, Mel was like, show me. 2014, 2015, when was it? He just lying. Martell, we watched everything. You think we forgot? You better pull that on somebody who started watching the show like season 3, season 4. Like a lot of these chicks that don't know no better, that's falling for your BS. No, Martell, No. Stop. Mel says she never seen a person so concerned about a vagina that don't belong to them anymore. Mel 10, Martell 0. Mel said, Martell, where's your proof? You have lied for so many years for everyone on this stage. Don't call me a liar. Don't call me a liar. What? All you do is lie. Y'all, I can't. And you know what? He pisses me off when he says stop. I don't like that. And I know that they are cutting it to make it seem like Mel stops. I don't like that when he yells stop. Fuck you, Martell. Hell you think you are? That's right, Mel. Ain't no excuse. She didn't talk to Chris privately or Nell privately about Martell disrespecting Nell. There ain't no excuse, Chris. You need to stop with that, because my husband is not even gonna allow my blood brothers to be all up in my face yelling and screaming like that. That's just an excuse. I'm sorry. I don't respect you because you allow this man to act all stupid like that in front of your wife, in your wife's face, on national TV at that. Sorry. I lost it. You have no respect for me anymore right there, Chris. I'm sorry. I can't rock with you. If I see Martell screaming at her one more time and you talk about some sister and brother stuff, then that's it. No more for me. And as usual, Martell, we owe each other an apology. No, we don't owe each other an apology. Like Nell said, you walked up on me. You can't never just take accountability, Martell. God, you're sickening. Clown tail. Then he gonna say he don't feel like a woman should disrespect a man. If a woman raise her voice at him, if he raise his voice back at her, it's not disrespected. No, Martell, it was you yelling and screaming. Here you go, putting it on Nell again. You started yelling and screaming at Nell first. It wasn't Nell yelling and screaming at you and then you just responded. You are a real B. You definitely are. I don't know why Stormi ain't calling you one. And Martell gonna throw out, Nell be hollering at them kids. She do this, that. They don't have nothing to do with what happened that day, Martell. You started this mess. You brought Nell into it, like she said. You brought her into that business. You was the one that started saying something to her as if you was talking to the rest of them people in Huntsville that don't know the truth that you be kicking Mel back into. See, you tried to pull that same stuff and Nell already know. That's like when you try to talk junk about a person, that's something that happened and you forgot that the person that you talking to was there. They saw what you did, and that's all Nell was doing, is letting you know. What you talking about? Meddling in your face. Having a woman and having a baby is meddling in her face. You really are a child. I don't understand why people would ask, why would KEKE want to go on the trip? Like she not part of the cast. Like she not in the opening credits. No matter when Stormi or Tisha or anybody gets into it with Mel or gets into it with Martell, they still go on the trips. Why would it all of a sudden be a difference between Tisha? Because I remember the Vegas trip. I think that's when I stopped watching it. I couldn't watch it no more because I thought Martell was going to start hitting Mel. So that don't stop no other trips. So now all of a sudden with KEKE it stops a trip. If y'all don't go sit down somewhere with all this hypocrisy, why? She is a cast member. Any other TV show is the same thing. They get into it and it's a trip. They still all go on the trip. It usually be one or two people that say they not going and they still end up going. But it's usually because they don't want to go. It don't be because they're not going because that cast member is going. It be because they don't want to go because that cast member is going. So now all of a sudden we don't go on trips because we get into it with another person on reality TV. Woo, I can't with the hypocrisy. Carlos, I call BS. You brought her on the show because y'all enjoyed the closeness, the dynamic that they had. That's BS, because before KEKE was even a regular cast member, the Snots was kicking her back in and Wanda. You was allowing them to say all of this messed up stuff about KEKE. So stop it. That is not why y'all brought her on the show. And to say that KEKE chose the show over Tisha is bullcrap, because if KEKE chose the show over Tisha, then Tisha chose the show over KEKE, because the the reason that they're beefing is because Tisha and Marsau went to Melody and Martell to block KEKE from getting on the show. So here we go with this BS of starting in the middle and not in the beginning, as Kimmi used to say back in the day all the time. Y'all love starting at the middle, but not at the beginning. The whole reason they are beefing is because Tisha and Marsau went to Melody's house and told Melody and Martell that she was on drugs. This is why KEKE has a problem with with Tisha today. That was why they had a problem. That is why the whole thing started concerning the show. Now, they had their own problems before that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about concerning Mel in the show. That is why they had the problem. For some reason, you leaving all of that out as if that didn't happen. That is what happened. That Tisha, 3 degrees Tisha, and bottom row so started with KEKE first. When KEKE responded, then it's an issue. So, excuse me. So KEKE was saying how she didn't want the infidelities to come out and the drug use to come out. Marsau says one more thing, and I'm guessing it was what they was talking about on the phone call about her oldest son or whatever. But at the end of the day, none of that shit matters. None of that shit matters. None of that shit matters. And also with the people that are saying that KEKE didn't talk to Mel didn't talk to Carlos. I was on the live last night and I heard Mel, when Carlos said, "Why didn't you come to me?" Mel said, "I ain't want to talk to you." It's the same thing for KEKE. She didn't want to talk to Mel. She wanted to go home and vent to her mother or AL, whoever she wanted to vent to. She had a right to. Now, if they decided to pass that information out to the public when it shouldn't have been out, it shouldn't have been out. Or maybe she should have picked a different person to vent to. But she did like anybody can do. You don't have to talk to that person when you're mad at them right then and there or ever. Why is she different? If y'all don't go sit down and have several seats with your hypocritical asses. Tisha, I'm sorry. KEKE did not stab you in the back. You had her talking to them about Marsau. And I'm so sick of you. You're doing the same thing to KEKE that you did to Mel all of these years. You're going to hold on to this and keep on going back and forth. And you keep on lying, because we heard the calls and KEKE wasn't talking about you behind your back. She was trying to protect you. And you know it. I really can't stand Tisha and Marsau. Tisha says that she's making up excuses for her kids not to play with KEKE's kids, but KEKE tried to block her number out of her daughter's phone. I can't stand either one of them. And I don't blame you, KEKE. Don't send your daughter over there, especially around Marsau. They can come over here. Why can't they go over there? If they been going over her house, y'all claim that she been a drug addict and y'all been letting your daughter go over there. What's the difference now? No, it's because y'all are the ones that's trying to block and then trying to put it off on her, just like you do with everything else. I don't care what nobody say. I'm still rocking with KEKE. Carlos, if you don't stop cutting KEKE off, if you do not stop, I'm gonna send you a nasty message. I'm so sick of you cutting her off. When all of these 3 of these reunions, you don't have no problem with Tisha or Marsau butting in or cutting people off. I'm so sick of you doing that mess. Everything you do, we always see right through it. I don't see nothing funny about Marsau saying that he thinks that his wife could have stepped out on him even after Carlos said we talking about the character of the person, and he gonna say absolutely yes. Cut it out, Marsau. Cut it out, because you know your ego couldn't take it. If you thought that Tisha was doing something, your little itty bitty ego, you would pack up that little dusty 3 trash bags and you would be out with your dusty ass. Mel kept saying Martell bucking his eyes. Martell bucking his eyes. I guess that was the clue that Martell's making faces because he know that bottom row is cheating. Because I see Carlos just looked at Mel, but that is so dumb. A blood test is not the same as a pregnancy test. I can't. A DNA test is not the same as a pregnancy test. If you know that you had sex with a person, then there is a probability that you can be the father of their kid. Just because you had a vasectomy does not cross you out 100%. Abstinence crosses you out 100%. Now, we all know this storyline was fake and that Tisha could not have been pregnant. But, again, I'm going to need people with more educated opinions to step in and say something. Like Kimmi Saint's snot. Kimmi Saint's snot. Why is she not stepping in as a nurse for the 100th time, y'all, and saying something? Damn. So Tisha says she ain't pregnant. She was just eating good, she guessed. And Mel yells out, so if she was pregnant, was you going to leave her? And Tisha said, that's a good question, Mel. Yeah, that's something y'all didn't think about, that somebody might ask that, when y'all was putting this all together. Wasn't going nowhere because you wasn't pregnant and this is all fake. So Carlos said, ladies, would it be okay if Tisha stepped out or whatever based on all the stuff she's gone through with Marsau, basically the rumors? And Mel said, yeah, because Martell made sure that everybody know. Melody said yes, and she should get her lick back. And Kimmi, why would you say that? Cape just a flapping. Kimmi saying snot. And Tisha and KEKE and Marsau is throwing jabs at each other, and KEKE told Marsau he was one lying bitch. He only picked her up twice. And Tisha sitting there with a fan talking, I bet you won't cross this line. You got one time. Girl, that don't matter. She already did it, and you sat your ass right there and drowned. She already did it. Talking junk now don't mean nothing. All of that don't mean nothing. But if I was you, KEKE, I would have twerked my ass right on over there, and I would have bashed her upside that big kickball head that she got. But I know that that's what she wants, so they can kick you off the show. But that's okay. Next time, meet her ass outside her house and beat that ass. But I already know what they'll do. They'll call the cops on you. Just like he called the cops on Martell. They'll put a restraining order out on you, and then they'll say you can't film with them. So at the end of the day, don't touch her unless she touch you. But keep on lighting up with your mouth, no matter what. Even if they put you off the show, if they put you off the show, KEKE, that's when you get on Instagram and definitely come over here, and we gonna expose every damn thing. Yup, that's what we gonna do. Everything. Corniness. It came back that Courtney and Chris are not cousins, but the results came back that Lemonhead was a millimeter. Never. He ain't no millimeter. His wife's show ain't no millimeter either. And it wasn't funny at all. Like, there was nothing funny or cute or anything about it. It was corny. Cornball. He thanked Courtney and them for what they brought to the show. He thanked KEKE for coming to the show. Then he turns around and tells Tiffany he gonna miss her. I can't stand y'all. So KEKE, don't forget what I told you, girl. Come on and go with me. Come on over to my place. Could you do that, baby? Could you do that, baby? You know what I'm talking about, KEKE, in a non-romantic way, girl. Come on over to my place. So that was the end, y'all. He told Tiffany and them that they was always welcome back. But last time I remember, Tiffany was the one shopping all the blogs, giving out information about the show, and showing a picture of KEKE on Crime Stoppers. That was her. Tiffany for sure, I know, but it was rumored that she got the information from the Snots or from Uncle Daddy. But Tiffany was doing that, but everybody skipping over that and acting like it was just KEKE. And like I said before, all of the cast members do that. All of them have people that they put information out on. And I don't care who got a problem with it. I said it. I said what I said. All of them do. Everybody got people that they talk to. It's just that some people know how to keep their mouth shut and they don't reveal their sources. That's what it is. So that was part 3. Carlos claimed that was the best reunion they had because everybody was happy. But I guess everybody was happy because they was all against KEKE. I don't know. Except for Stormi and Mel. but it didn't seem like the best reunion to me. It was all right, and I'm glad that Mel looked beautiful, Stormi looked happy, KEKE looked like she done, she tired of it, Tisha looked like she done, she tired of it, and the guys were just being their regular corny selves. It was all right. Wasn't the best to me, but it was all right. So tell me what y'all think. Go off in the comments. Please go off in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button. Share the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Gang gang. Subscribe if you haven't. And hit the bell notification if you want to know when the next video is coming out. And don't forget, y'all, I would like to know if there's any other shows that you want me to talk about besides Love and Marriage Huntsville, especially since this is the season finale and it's about to go, you know, we got a little hiatus going on. Alright, y'all. Oh, I forgot, guys. If you would like to donate to the channel or you would like to buy me a cup of coffee, the links are in the description and also in the comments. Thank you. Gang gang. Peace.